My name is Andrea Gordon. I'm the ship manager here on the Bob Barker, and during the campaign I was bosun's mate, so I was on deck and also one of the navigators in the small boats. The ship we're on right now is the Bob Barker, and this ship actually was a former Norwegian whaling ship, and Sea Shepherd has now turned it into an anti-whaling ship. On the Bob Barker we are out for 3 months down in Antarctica, and we actually followed the whalers all the way over to Chile and back. So we pretty much, circumnavigated half of Antarctica and back.
That's pretty amazing.
20,000 miles, so it was a long time. It was nice to be back on land, especially after such a successful campaign.
But did you get on land at all when you were at Antarctica?
No, we were not on land at all. We were just on our 52-meter ship that's about 9 meters wide.
Okay.
The whole time. There's 36 people on board here.
And so what exactly did you do to prevent the whalers from whaling?
So our main objective is to catch up with the Nishin Maru, and that's the whaler's factory ship. It's essentially a floating factory that processes any whales they kill because they sell whale meat, so it's essentially a floating slaughterhouse. And when we catch up with the factory ship, the whalers stop whaling because we put our ship, which is 500 tons of steel, in the way of their slipways, so they can't actually bring any whales on board so they don't kill whales. This was the 7th year that we've gone down, and just every year we've been getting stronger and stronger, and this year they finally gave up and went home early.
Did you feel in any danger at any point?
No, I didn't feel in any danger because we do take a lot of precautions and we take risks, but they're calculated risks. However, last year the whalers did actually sink one of our boats. It was a fast fiberglass boat, and the whalers actually sunk it, and they almost killed the 6 people on board. But fortunately, fortunately everybody was okay. I mean, we're very much aware that these whalers are not, that they do show disregard for human life along with the lives of whales. So
well, yeah.
That's something we're prepared for, but we do take all the steps we need to mitigate those risks. Actually, one of the hardest things is actually finding the whaling fleet. I mean, the area that we have to search to locate them is just enormous.
Fair enough.
So that's actually one of the hardest parts, is actually finding the whaling fleet down in Antarctica. We actually initially found the whaling fleet December 31st, so we found them for New Year's, which was just the best New Year's I could have asked for.
When they see you, do you get the feeling that the Japanese just slap their hands collectively against their heads?
I know they're not. I know the whalers aren't happy to see Sea Shepherd show up.
It's almost like sea battles, I imagine here.
It is this big game of cat and mouse down in one of the furthest places in the world.
What's the reason to stop whaling? I mean, we eat all kinds of fish. We kill chickens, beef.
Well, actually, the Sea Shepherd ships are vegan ships, so we actually don't serve any fish or any other meat because we are conservationists. Yeah,
well, I understand that, but I just mean in terms of why specifically whales?
Well, I mean, first of all, though, the whaling down in the Antarctic is completely illegal. It's commercial whaling. Commercial whaling is banned in 1986, and it's also a Southern Ocean whale sanctuary. So there's basically a criminal commercial whaling operation going on in whale sanctuary. So we go down to enforce international law. It shouldn't be a rare experience to see a whale. I mean, there should be plenty of whales, and even here in Hobart, in Australia, there's stories of whales coming in the river so thick that you could walk across the backs of the whales.
Wow.
And now if there's one whale that comes up to the river, then it's just big news.
Do you also have a passion for Antarctica?
Antarctica is a beautiful place. Growing up, I never expected to go to Antarctica, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's pristine. It's gorgeous. There's lots of whales and seals and penguins and other birds, but it's definitely a place to be respected.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Very inhospitable. There's a steel yacht that actually sunk there this year because of a big storm that came off the coast. So it's definitely a place that needs to be respected and also protected. And
I guess you also were in some pretty severe storms, no?
We did have some rough weather. I mean, all of the Southern Ocean is pretty much storm after storm after storm, so we did have to deal with some rough weather.
Does everybody get seasick?
No, not everyone gets seasick. It comes and goes. I think everybody did pretty well on the ship.
Did you see any penguins?
I saw lots of penguins.
Oh, that's great.
They're very cute.
Yeah, and some of them go up to like 1.5 meters or something, right? Some of them get really big.
Some of them get quite big. The ones we saw there's different sizes, just depending on the type of penguin.
Yeah. Did you feel the slightest bit tempted to take one home as a pet?
No. No, I was happy to see the penguins just being penguins and not being bothered by anyone.
Fair enough. Any memorable experiences that my questions have not managed to probe?
No, I mean, I'd say the best moment of the campaign was just when we heard that the whalers were going home back to Japan.
Right.
There's just no better feeling knowing like we'd just gotten such a fantastic victory and no other whales were going to die. And since they stopped whaling this year, we're hoping that they're not going to go back down next year. But if they do, we'll be ready.